And we are back, and it is time for the ElseWords. This is our big discussion topic, and it's sort of a follow-up from last week. A few of the Hollywood studios could launch a $30 movie rental service as early as next year. Now, you might be going, well, what's the catch? The catch is you're going to pay $30 for the movie, but it's more of when you would be able to get the movie, because right now, I believe it's at least 90 days in the theaters before the movie goes to the rental places. And back in the day, it was the Hollywood videos, the Blockbusters, and stuff like that. Now it seems like it's more the digital side of things. I think it's more in that. I think it's more in 90 days. But there's the traditional window that they've had, that the movie theaters have had a tight stranglehold over. But Comcast and Amazon are joining Apple in developing a delivery system for premium video on demand titles. These are the video on demand titles that you see that cost you money and you quote unquote own them. You don't really own them. But they would be available 30 to 45 days after debuting in theaters. Now, I honestly look at this and I see this as, if this goes through, this is the death of movie theater chains in smaller towns. Because I look at this way. If this happens, and we had this Nate proved this fact last week when we talked about the Movie Pass story. For $30 you own, or or at least you get to rent for a while the movie. You don't have to go to the movie theaters. That's a lot of people will do that probably over the Movie Pass $10 a month thing. I don't see how the smaller towns would be able to keep one movie theater in there, because there's not going to be competition. That's going to be eliminating competition. I don't know. What do you guys think about this?
I'm not paying $30 to watch a movie. I know that.
Well, because I know a lot of times. So I'll put it to you guys, because you guys have significant others that you would probably want to take out on a date. So you do, and also depending on where you live, it's going to be close to $30. So would you rather $30 and you have to go out, she has to get ready, she has to, do all the girly things that she does. You get in the car, you go, and you end up sitting, in front of the jackasses who want to be on their phone because they didn't pay attention to the M&M's commercial that says, hey, turn off your phone, jackass. As Beatmaster's pointing out, bathroom breaks whenever you want. You can pause the movie. You can rewind it even. All for the same price. It'd be virtually the same. In a lot of areas, it's going to be virtually the same price.
See, I could throw a little wrench in that. At the risk of everybody hunting me down, I live in a place right outside of Charleston, South Carolina called Somerville. So we have a Cinemark theater by us, which is super cheap, but it's getting movies the same time as all your Regals and AMCs. So I'm going up there. We saw Ant-Man in 3D for like $12 for the both of us.
Yeah.
The weekend it came out. That being said, it is the only movie theater in actual Somerville, but a lot of people from here don't want to drive down to like Charleston proper and go to the movie theater there because the traffic can get horrible. So like my wife and I, we're fine not paying $30 when we can pay like $12.
But here's the issue with that. A lot of people, because you hit it, because I'm in a similar situation where I live in Jackson, Michigan. There's, we have Ann Arbor and we have Lansing that have the IMAX theaters. We have the regular, we did have 3D for a while, but that's died down. And it's for about $20, you can get two people into the movies. For a regular picture, you add like $25 or so for 3D. And we have the glory of two movie theaters. One of them is now actually an AMC. The other one is a GQT, a good quality theater or whatever. But with yours, with your area, because there is one movie theater, if enough of the people, to where the chain couldn't hold it up, I could easily see Cinemark going, well, Somerville, they're really close to Charleston. So bye, we're closing down. There goes your only movie theater. There goes $12 movie night for you and the missus. So
which, I mean, it's definitely something I worry about a little bit, but everybody that I talk to would still rather go to the theater up there. Plus, we got this good Philly cheesesteak right there. So that's a big draw too.
Speaking of Philly cheesesteak, Sean, you were going to say something?
Yes, thank you. I'm actually wearing my Philadelphia Phillies hat right now as we record this. But anyhow, we'll talk cheesesteaks later. The thing with the small movies and the movie pass, I actually think that might help them because the movie theater doesn't make money off of the movie tickets. They make their money at the concession stand. And if I pay $10 one time a month, and I'm going to even 4 movies, I have more money to spend at the concession stand than I did if I had to buy the tickets individually for each one.
Oh yeah,
and I'm, well over my $10, so I got my money's worth. The theater does better. I don't understand honestly how this business practice would make money, because
which one, the $30 movie rental or movie pass?
The movie pass, a $30 movie rental. I mean, you're getting people to pay for gigabytes of information. There's nothing there, so
yeah.
That's not a problem. But my understanding with movie pass is that movie pass is paying the theater for your ticket. So if I pay them $10 and then I go and see $20 worth of movies, they lost $10 on. And I think the majority of people, it's not like an insurance practice where you're insuring, 10,000 people to cover the 30 people who have accidents. I don't think the majority of people are not going to go see 2 or more movies, thus costing this movie pass money.
Yeah, and because this is the interesting part, and to sum up for people who are coming in new or for Chris, Movie Pass basically is $10 a month to the movie theaters. It works like a MasterCard. So you go in there, and there are restrictions. You don't get IMAX or 3D. It's 1 movie a day. I think you might be limited to seeing the movie one time. Even if that is the case, you look at where how you can get just by your local movie theater chain. They are still getting paid every time, like Sean said. And there are talks of AMC wanting to find legal ways of making it so Movie Pass does not work. And I believe, as Beatmaster's putting in here, the studios want to pay less to the middleman. That's sort of getting back to the premium video on demand service, where the theaters take, a rough guess, and we'll just say this is a guess, 25% of the admission price is actually profit for the movie theater. Now that could be high. I mean, I don't know. With Movie Pass, it seems like, okay, yes, let's do it, because if they looked at the writing on the walls with how Movie Pass was originally billed, we'll set it high to be like a gym membership. So, you pay, 30, 40, $50 a month and never use it, but you're like, oh, I swear I'll use this. I'll go to the gym next week. I'll go to the movie theaters next week. Or, to where you have to go see movies every single day to make it feasible for yourself. This way, it sort of seems like it is more of just trying to cut out the movie theaters. It's more Comcast, Amazon, Apple. I'm pretty sure, the other companies will, production houses will get behind this of wanting to eliminate having to put it in theaters. And Beats also pointed out that the gym membership comparison also comes from you never wanting to cancel or you just forget about it, so you never cancel your subscription as well.
I think it's also look at this people to go see a movie than it is to get them to go to the gym. So I mean, I understand the concept. I just think, people who don't use their gym memberships, there's a reason that they don't want to go to the gym, and that's because it's work. People who buy into this movie pass are probably going to use it.
And the other part that I look at this, because I look at, and Chris and Sean, you guys can probably, because I'm pretty sure you guys live in smaller towns as well. The Big Sick is probably one of the most indie movies to premiere in my town. Well, not premiere, but to come to my town. Saying like, for example, another movie that I'm interested to see, but probably will have to wait until it comes out on Netflix or on movies, is the Steve Coogan, Rob Brydon movie, The Trip to Spain. And that movie doesn't have a release here in Jackson. I don't know if you guys have it there. I could probably go see it in Ann Arbor or Lansing, or even Detroit or whatever. So I feel like that a lot of people would just be like, oh, it's the same movies if this were to come true, because a lot of the other people would just be like, well, we're just going to do the video on demand thing. A lot of these independent, the Amazon, Amazon will just go, we don't need to do this because they'll do one day things so they're eligible for Oscars or whatever. But then it's like, we don't need to do this. I don't know. What do you guys think about that? Like the whole fact that this could hurt the independent movies.
I mean, would it hurt it though? Because if I can pay $30 to see something that's not going to be coming to my place anyway, that's something that could actually get me to pay for it if I really wanted to see it.
Or, well, that's to see it a month after it comes out.
Yeah.
Does the New York LA release? Where the alternative, like for example, the director of Thor Ragnarok, his last movie he did, The Hunt for Wilder People, I didn't get to see in theaters. I saw it. I walked by a movie theater in Ann Arbor that was playing it later on that week when I wasn't going to be there, and I'm like, oh, I really want to see this movie, and I'd love to see it in movie theaters. I ended up seeing it through digital services, to where but I ended up just waiting, to where, because I think a lot of people who see the indie stuff might go, oh, I can do 30 days for right now, or $30 for right now a month later, or I can do 20 and I have it forever. I watch it whenever for 2 months later.
The thing for me is Charleston, as much as it likes to think of itself as a big city, it's not really a big city. So we're never going to get like the New York, LA only release things. So if I was going to catch it around me, either this or waiting for it to be on Netflix is the way I'd have to do it. Yeah.
I don't know. It just seems, I get where the production companies are coming from, but at the same time, it seems like there has to be a better way that plays nice with everyone. I don't know. I feel like it's partially to blame for the huge cities, and it's because you get the New York, LA releases where they have they got all the movies playing and all that. And actually, I do think that this beat could be hitting something. Is what could get people into the movie theaters? Do we make it better quality? Do we do ultra high definition on the screens, 5.1 surround sound, the Dolby Atmos in more theaters? What would it take to bring you into a movie theater?
Well, we end up going for most of the things we want to see anyway.
Yeah,
because I would bigger screen, and then everything else is a bonus on top of that.
It's an experience still,
yeah.
To see it in that way, especially the bigger blockbuster movies. So, I mean, for me, if it's going to be a big action type movie or something like that, then yeah, I want to see it on the big screen. If it's going to be a drama or something just some goofy comedy, I'll wait for it to come on DVD or on Netflix. But so to me, it's just the content of the movie.
Well, but even then, so you have your big blockbuster movie and you're going to go see it in the theater. Mm-hmm. You have, and I will give it, because this is a perfect example, both of the movie theaters now, hopefully since AMC bought the one movie theater, that they changed this, because this is something that pisses me off. The one movie theater, they have the projector in more in the corner, and they keystone it, so one end is smaller than the other. That ticks me off. That I get pulled out of a movie every time I notice that. And I'm like, fuck. Or they'll overscan it over to where it's going into the curtains instead of just all on the screen. That stuff annoys me.
Oh god, that sounds horrible.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever dealt with that.
The other movie theater, which is the one I've been going more to more, it's like I'll notice like there'll be like little screen imperfections on it. Like I saw Cabin in the Woods, and there was a green dot about like 3/4 of the way down. I'm like, the fuck's that green dot doing there? And I'll get back in the movie and like that green, or that it's like some little speck thing where I'm like, that speck is still there. Should I go tell the manager that, hey, there's a speck on their screen, they need to clean their screen or something? Why the fuck is that still there? Someone remove the dots, sort of deal. But honestly, I would love if they had the ultra high definition, 5.1 Dolby Atmos, fuck the seats, fuck the whole the reclining couch seat thingies. I could care less about that. One, make it to where there's a button where you could say like that just says people behind me have their phones or are talking. I'll press that shit like I'm fucking Caesar and all that, and just like they come in, get out, and stuff like that. But then we have all this high quality stuff. Oh, I would go to the theaters all the time, even for the smaller rom-coms. Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I was reading Beat Sting, and that would tick me off. Like closing the curtains before the end credit scenes. It's like it's sort of like with the people who leave during those. You're like, you just want to go. There's more to the movie.
Oh, I just laugh at him at this point.
Well, I did.
You don't know what you're on.
If you're going to see those and you don't know, that's kind of on you at this point.
I've actually gotten to the point now where because I found, at least with the movie theater I go to, it's the way you judge is when they pull the movie, like when they turn the lights on. Like I didn't stay through Baby Driver because they turned the lights on. I'm like, all right, cool. The one I almost didn't do it for was The Big Sick, because I saw it opening day in, when it came out in my theater, and they aired the special The Bigger Sick, where afterwards, and when I say afterwards, I mean afterwards, after they play the previous movie has been rated R for the following things, and then they played the extra stuff. Like I almost left after that. I'm like, oh, I guess they're not gonna have anything. I stand up, they start playing. I'm like, well, fuck, I'm in the aisle now. Do I just stand here?
Yep.
Another guy here. No, let's sit down. Damn, this seat's comfy. I should have sat here to begin with. Fuck. Literally what went through my head as that was all happening. And then I'm laughing at the stand-up comedy that they're showing from the Big Sick tour. But yeah, so that's where I found out, wait for the lights. I love the movie theaters. I hope they don't die out, honestly. Because I could see the argument of people saying the same thing during Hollywood Video and Blockbuster days, the movie rental, like, physically going to a building to rent a movie. Like, oh, I don't want this to leave. But it's different. It has so many opportunities to be, like for dates and to, just to go see the things now with other people and not have to be crammed in a room with them and be like, and then people are talking, you're like, shh. Well, it's not proper etiquette. It's not proper etiquette to not talk. And when you're at a house watching the movie, and you're sitting there, you're like, shut the fuck up. This is the best part. I don't know. Call me a grumpy young man.
I have a feeling that movie theaters are going to go the way of the drive-in eventually, where there'll be very few of them around because people just have other delivery methods. But
you mentioned that there's a drive-in movie theater probably 40 minutes, and I saw, as I was passing it a couple weeks ago, I saw they were playing Spider-Man Homecoming. I'm like, that'd be amazing to see in drive-in.
Telling me that.
For more on this Galactic Network podcast, go to gncast.com. That's GNCASTS.com.